Okay. Hello again. It's me again. My name's Marcus, and I wanted to make a video today, which I wanted to make for a long, long time, maybe about 2 or 3 weeks, and I couldn't do that because I wanted to make sure that the sound quality was really good, because I had problems with my computer for a while, and but now I think that the problem is fixed, and I will talk about French stereotypes today. Um, I guess I usually talk about languages, different parts of language learning, and I guess one part of a language, in my opinion, is I guess not in the language itself, but I guess what comes along with learning a language. I have been learning French now for about 9 months now. I've been teaching myself French and here at home, and I love the language. And I guess the more I've been learning the language, the more I've been kind of delving into the culture, because I guess what you do is I listen to podcasts, and I talk to native French speakers from France, and you just get to know people, and then you think to yourself, okay, these people are really nice, and then you start thinking about stereotypes. And actually, I was thinking about making this video about stereotypes, and I hadn't really come across anyone who had actually, and I haven't come across anybody in a while who had, had something bad to say about France or French people. And actually, a day later, a day after I thought about making the video for the first time, I was at the gym, and I was talking to this guy. I hadn't met this guy before, and I guess everyone knows that first impressions are really important. I think that's a universal thing. First impressions are very important, and so I met this guy for the first time, and he was just kind of looking at me weird, and so we started talking, and he said, yeah, we started talking about working out and lifting weights, and I love that topic, and so we were talking about that, and then he said, "Oh, what else do you do?" And just small talk. And I said, "Oh, I learned French. I learned French at home. I have to exercise, my brain other than my body as well." And he said, "Oh, French people. You're learning French? Don't learn French. That's terrible. The French people are so, they're so dirty, and they're terrible people." And he said, "Learn Spanish instead." And I said, no, I learned Spanish before, but and it went on from that. As soon as he said that French are dirty people, I wanted to know why, and so his story was that he was in Paris once. His story didn't make any sense. He was in Paris one time, and he he was in a shop, and some woman didn't speak English, and I guess that was pretty much the whole story. She didn't speak English, or he didn't speak English well, and she wanted him to speak, or at least try to speak in French, and he couldn't, and so that was his story about why he hates French people. He didn't talk about why French people are dirty, but that's a stereotype in itself, which is he didn't have any evidence for that. And then he talked about how this woman was, a terrible person for not speaking English with him. And for the first thing, I guess I'll talk about that French people are not dirty. Come on, I don't get this. No, I hear a lot. And then I guess after this conversation with this guy, I told a few other people that I learned French, and then they were talking about how French women don't shave or something, or how French people in general, their hygiene is bad. And I don't know where the stereotype came from. I talk to French people, and they're clean. I've met French people when I went to school. They were French exchange students, and they were clean. They smelled really good, and I don't know why why these stereotypes exist. I guess maybe someone went to France in the 1960s or 1970s when nobody really shaved in general, or at some time where people didn't shave in general, and then they came back and spread this stereotype around. And people who live in their boxes here in the U.S., They heard it and then they believed it and then they spread this stereotype to other people, and it's terrible. I have a few things here about French stereotypes that are not true. I want to kind of be a means of I guess not educating, but I just want to kind of make clear that the French are better than they're great people. How how there's a city in France called Nice, and it's spelled like nice. If a country has a city like that looks like nice, how bad can the country actually be? um, I guess that's a bad statement in itself, but I think that we should give the country a chance. A good chance. France. This goes for France, Italy, Germany. Asian countries, etc. Give it a chance yourself and see how how you fit in, and then experience everything firsthand, and then make your own judgment, and then try to see why something is, or try to understand another culture. Um, I guess. Okay, so I want to say actually that I have been to France before, and I guess I was talking about first impressions earlier. My first impression of France was not really that good, to be honest. I was there for 2 days. I was living in Germany at the time, and I decided to go to France with a few people. Oh, actually, a big group of people, and so I was in Paris for 2 days. It was great. I guess I took a lot of pictures and did some stuff, did some sightseeing. I was only there for 2 days, and I felt really bad that I didn't speak any French at the time. I only knew a few expressions, and so I guess the first bad thing that happened. There were only two bad things that happened. One person said that I was stupid for not speaking any French at all, and he said it in a really bad way in Spanish, because I speak a little Spanish, and this guy was Portuguese, so he spoke Portuguese, French, Spanish, and no English at all, which is okay. And so that made me feel really bad, but at the same time, in regards to this stereotype about French people being rude, it's not always true. I guess there are rude people everywhere, impolite people everywhere, arrogant people everywhere, um, and people complain about them not speaking English in France, and I was in France and they didn't speak English to me. I have no idea why, and like, why should they speak English to you? I mean, English is, yes, it's the world language. It's the world language. It's the lingua franca. However, the I don't. Well, it's not an official language. I'm positive that it's not an official language in France. So why should everyone speak English? Like I said, I felt really bad about not being able to speak French there, um, and I had a conversation with somebody else in German. He didn't speak English either, and I mean, it was okay. Um, I wouldn't expect someone to come here and oh, I'm sorry. Can you speak French with me, or can you speak Mandarin and Chinese with me? I would. It would be kind of surprising to me, but I wouldn't tell that person, oh, you should speak English. Well, I mean, if that person is in the U.S., then that person should speak English. Just as I think it's a sign of respect to know some of the language of the country that you're in, even though there is no official language in the U.S. English or Spanish are the two most spoken languages here. Um, but I guess I learned French, and I want to be able to go there and show them respect. I'm trying to speak your language. I'm trying to learn your culture. Um, and I guess that's it for that. In regards to the whole English thing, they I've spoken to a lot of French speakers, and a lot of them speak English really well. Sorry, really well. Um, I guess the best English learners, or the highest percentage of English speakers per country, I guess. I don't know how to put that or how to say that, but people from, let's say, Denmark or Sweden, Norway, Holland, and Germanic speaking countries, they tend to speak English as a whole at a better level than people from France or Spain, Italy. But it doesn't mean that no French people speak English. I happen to, and I have a friend of mine, Sarah. She speaks English. You know, she's great. You know, her English is just flawless. And also, I had a conversation on the phone with someone a few days ago, and she started speaking to me in French, and then we spoke in English, and I was thinking, okay, your English is it's flawless. You know, she spoke really well. I was really impressed, and you know that's just a stereotype. You know, French people speak English. French people will understand what I'm saying in this video. If not, then I'm sorry that I'm not speaking French right now. But I will speak French in another video actually tonight. What else? What other stereotypes? Yeah, the whole thing about them smelling. Come on, really? Really? It's 2012, you know. We have electricity. We all have electricity, and we all take showers. Um, and they smell good. I mean, I'm not sniffing at them like, let me smell you, see if you smell good. No, it's not like that. But they don't stink. That's just a bad stereotype. What else? They're arrogant. Yeah, I've heard that one a few times, and you know, I mean, people are people. Every person is different. You know, this person A, can be very humble and shallow, and or very humble and nice, and then this person here can be very arrogant and conceited, all that stuff, and they can still have the same nationality. But if person B, who's all arrogant, you know, meets more people, then people will have the notion that person A, who is actually pretty nice, is actually arrogant, but when it's not really true. Um, you know, these stereotypes are really not good. You know, I have so much fun, you know, learning French, and they're so nice to me. You know, if I make a mistake, then they don't tell me, oh, your French is terrible, or they don't laugh at me. They're really respectful, and they appreciate that I'm trying to make the step to learn their language and their culture, uh, the French culture. And yeah, I mean, there are people who spoil it for other people, but we should give each other individual a chance, and see it for ourselves. So, okay, what else? You know, just I wrote this down just to talk about it. I really don't like how French people are kind of portrayed in the media. It kind of can contribute to false stereotypes. I guess not in the media per se, but I guess in movies or cartoons even, and stuff like that. Trust me on this when I tell you, if you're thinking about going to France, or you know, anywhere in France, trust me when I tell you, I've been to France, and I guess there are little villages in France, as every country has, you know, like small little towns, small villages, but it's not going to be the same as Belle from, you know, Beauty and the Beast, where it's all medieval and stuff like that. It's not the same as that. They have technology. I said this in my other video, my German stereotypes video. They have technology, and oh yeah, they have soap, so they can wash themselves and be clean and smell nice for us to break down these stereotypes. Um, I don't know how many times I've seen this in movies. I was just thinking about it, and in so many movies, if someone's in France, I'll see a guy wearing a striped shirt and a beret or something, and then playing an accordion. This is the city of love here in Paris, and no, I mean, sure, it's the city of love, but you're not gonna see people too many people walking around in berets and um, walking around in accordions playing that music. You might hear it in maybe touristy parts of Paris and maybe other places as well, but it's just for show. And I don't know why people think that they all wear striped, that blue and white striped shirt. I don't know where that came from. Um, Funny enough, I'm wearing a striped shirt right now, but oh, actually, I got this shirt. I got this shirt in Germany at a store called New Yorker, and I know that the store New Yorker is also in France and other countries in Europe. So I mean, this is just proof that they have actual stores there. They wear clothes just like just like us, just as Americans wear clothes. Hollister, Abercrombie, all that stuff. Um, so yeah, I don't really. Let me see. What else do I have to say? Um, yeah, I guess we should all be nice because I don't know. We should really try to give everybody a chance. I said this in the last video, but we should all give people chances, and we should try to break stereotypes about other countries, and other people, and other groups of people because it's really not fair. You know, I guess there are stereotypes about the U.S. as well. Americans are all proud and arrogant. Oh yeah, I'm American. I'm proud of my country. I'm proud to be an American here. And we all have a little accent sometimes in the South. I'm from the South. I live in Missouri, but I'm technically in the South, but I'm in the Midwest. Um, that they had the stereotypes that were um, uneducated and that were uneducated about other cultures and countries. And I want to say that that's true to a point. A lot of Americans don't really know. I see this a lot. When I go out and people talk to me and tell me, that the French people smell bad or something ridiculous. It just doesn't make any sense. Just like get out. I mean, the guy was out. He was in Paris and he had the chance to eternal, and just take in the French culture. But he just kind of threw it away and discarded the chance, and he shouldn't have done that. And I think that was very unfortunate. But stereotypes are true to a point, and they are there to I guess for security. Some stereotypes can be true, so we want to be protective of ourselves, of our family, of our friends, etc. But I don't think that stereotypes are good when it's just kind of negative and usually not true. And we should just be nice. Like I personally, or me personally, I try not to fit in these typical American stereotypes. I don't want to say that I know a lot. I try to educate myself about other countries and cultures. I speak more than English. What else? I'm not obese. Yeah, I'm not obese, and I don't eat fast food ever. But enough about that. Anyway, I'm sorry about rambling. Um, Please, let's be nice to the French people. They're very good people, and let's be nice to everybody. Like why have these criticisms about other countries. It doesn't make any sense at all. And yeah, just be nice and be friendly. And I think it's a win-win situation. And yeah, if you have any questions or comments, then please let me know. And I really appreciate you all for watching my video about French stereotypes, about how they are false. And yeah, I think that's all for now. If you want to talk about any other stereotypes that you have come across that are false, then please let me know. And yeah, so I'm really interested. So thank you very much, and I hope to see you soon. I will probably make a French video very soon. Okay? À plus.